Because for at least the third time in his life, Donald Trump appears to be going through a pretty brutal and very public divorce. I mean, just a few days ago, after being days after being celebrated in the Oval Office, I should say, Elon Musk started using his massive social media reach to attack Donald Trump and the Republican Party in incredibly direct terms. Not just one time, wasn't a one-off, in dozens of separate posts. And if you're wondering why Elon Musk is so mad all of a sudden, a lot, very mad, I think it's worth remembering why he was driven out of Washington in the first place. Relentless, persistent public pushback against not just the work of Doge, but also the companies Musk runs. People across the country came out in droves to register their anger with Elon Musk and his Doge operation. They held big, sustained protests at Tesla dealerships everywhere. You can see a bunch of them on your screen now, helping to drive down the stock price of Elon Musk's company. And those protests have not let up since Musk announced his exit, even then. Just to give you a taste, this was Golden Valley, Minnesota, the day after Musk announced his exit.
I love democracy, and I love this country.
Bill Henson and a group of 150 or so are doing what they've done every Saturday for the last 18 weeks. This group says their protest outside a Tesla car dealership, a way to share their frustration with the federal government.
If I can stop one person or make one person think about not buying a Tesla and putting more money in his pocket, I'm happy to do that.
And while many here are upset with Elon Musk, they don't see his departure as a reason to stop.
This is a long game. This is not something, Elon steps away from Doge. Doesn't matter. I'm here for the long haul. I'm not going anywhere.
He's here for the long haul. And he's not the only one. It's also not just protests. I mean, the numbers tell a pretty stark story for Musk. Since the beginning of the year, Tesla stock is down more than 12%, just since the beginning of the year. Musk was never going to stay forever in Washington. I mean, there was a time limit, even that, on his stint as a special government employee. But if you're wondering why Elon Musk has suddenly soured on Washington, it might have something to do with that. I mean, the richest man in the world has watched as companies he runs, specifically Tesla, have found themselves in a bit of a downward spiral. Seriously, the more you dig into this whole feud, the more it seems like this is really all about Musk's own financial well-being. A source familiar with Musk and Trump's relationship tells NBC News that Musk's temper tantrum essentially boils down to a few key factors. One, Trump's big ugly budget bill kills electric vehicle tax credits that benefit Musk's company Tesla, yes, the one whose stock has gone down by 12%. Two, Musk is upset that Trump isn't helping his other company, Starlink, take over the FAA's control system. Three, Trump has pulled the nomination of Musk's friend and ally to serve as the head of NASA, a move that likely would have benefited Musk's other company, SpaceX. Those are some of the things that makes him mad. And all of that has driven Musk to completely lash out on his social media platform. I mean, just the past 2 days on X, he has called the bill massive, outrageous, pork-filled, and a disgusting abomination. He's posted multiple times saying the bill would drive America into debt slavery, and he's implored people to call their senators and members of Congress to kill the bill. He even posted this promo for Quentin Tarantino's 2003 blockbuster, Kill Bill. Get it? I mean, I have to hand it to him. I don't always agree with him, but that's kind of creative. Now, it's fallen on Republican congressional leaders to basically deal with all this fallout from all of this. You may be wondering, how does someone like Mike Johnson, a smooth operator that he is, handle a fight between two implacable wealthy man-children when he needs both of them to support him? Well, I'm just going to show you. Here was Mike Johnson today trying to explain what exactly happened with Elon Musk.
Elon and I left on a great note. We were texting one another, happy texts, Monday. And then yesterday, 24 hours later, he does a 180 and he comes out and opposes the bill. And it surprised me, frankly. I'll tell you, I called Elon last night and he didn't answer, but I hope to talk to him today. I mean, it's not, it's very friendly and we've laughed about our differences on policy before. I'm not upset about this. We've got to get it done. And I think Elon understands the weight of that, and I hope he comes around. I'd love to talk to him this week and hope he calls him back today.
Oof. I mean, even the guys in back of him look awkward because it seems like Elon Musk is ghosting the Speaker of the House, leaving one red, as the kids say these days, or that's what they tell me. Now, Mike Johnson sounds a little nervous about that. I mean, even in his tone, a little desperate. So maybe he figured, I'm going to make Elon jealous by talking about how often Trump returns my calls.
I talk to President Trump, all the time, multiple times a day. Obviously, we've talked about this. As you know, he's not delighted that Elon did a 180 on that. But look, I don't know what happened in 24 hours.
I mean, there is a lot to unpack there. He's not delighted that Elon did a 180 is quite a way to phrase it. And yes, I talk to Trump all the time, multiple times a day, sounds, well, again, kind of desperate. So maybe he figured, I'm going to try flattering him a lot while also just dissembling in front of everyone at the same time.
Let me just address the Elon controversy and tell you that I consider Elon a friend. He's obviously brilliant. I just told you we credit him with all the big changes with Doge and everything else. It's curious to me what happened this week. And full disclosure, Elon and I had a great conversation, about a half-hour-long talk on Monday. And Elon was encouraged by that conversation. It was a very friendly, very fruitful conversation together. And he and I talked about the midterm elections. And he said, I'm going to help.
Okay. It was kind of a shaky start in the beginning, but Speaker Johnson did manage to land on an area of agreement between him and Musk. He says Musk promised him on Monday that Musk would help Republicans win the midterms. That sounds promising for him. Except then on Tuesday, Musk once again tweeted about congressional Republicans saying, quote, in November next year, we fire all politicians who betrayed the American people.
Cuts there to preserve Medicaid, but it led to a pretty intense back and forth between Donald Trump and Elon Musk. Trump was in the Oval Office. He was with the Chancellor of Germany. He goes after Musk. Musk in real time goes back after him. But I want to just read to you a couple of the key exchanges on social media between the richest man in the world and the most powerful man in the world. Elon Musk writes, without me, Trump would have lost the election. Dems would control the House and Republicans would be 51 to 49 in the Senate. Such ingratitude, to which the President of the United States responded, I would have won Pennsylvania, regardless of Elon. I'm very disappointed with Elon. He knew this bill better than anyone, and he only developed a problem when he found out I would cut the EV mandate. I wonder what you make of this back and forth, given that it is Donald Trump's bill and that it is Elon Musk who came into the administration with Doge.
Well, again, from my perspective, they deserve each other. And there is almost an inevitability to this falling out that has occurred. But Elon Musk always understood that Doge was going to stand for the Department of Gutting Electric Vehicles. That was made very clear by the Department of Energy, by the Trump administration, by the EPA, right from the very beginning of Inauguration Day, that they were going to gut all of the tax breaks for electric vehicles, as well as solar, as well as wind, as well as electric batteries, that they were going to destroy the clean energy future in our country. And why were they going to do it? They were going to do it for the oil industry, because we put 70% of the oil which we consume in our country into gasoline tanks. And so Speaker Johnson is from Louisiana. That's an oil state. And Johnson's saying, no way we're going to continue those tax breaks for Tesla or for any electric vehicle manufacturer in our country, because the oil industry, the gas industry controlled the Republican Party even more than Elon Musk. And he's now learning this, that it is the GOP really stands for Gas and Oil Party. And I think it's a little bit of a shock to him, but it shouldn't be, because all along he was told that these cuts were going to happen to all the clean energy subsidies. And now, after protecting Starlink, getting federal help, doing the same thing for SpaceX, he's now coming in with crocodile tears saying, why can't you help me with my electric vehicle company as well? Because my shareholders are getting concerned that the valuation of the company is going down. And it's really just hypocrisy on stilts. That's all Elon Musk is engaging in right now. And this battle, unfortunately, for Trump is inevitable, and I think it's going to continue on indefinitely.
Since you mentioned clean energy, let me look at a bigger picture, because as of now, this bill also includes cuts to the climate advancements that were made under former President Biden. And this is a day that new data shows that carbon dioxide levels in our atmosphere are the highest they've been likely in 30 to 40 million years. You've been one of the leading members on the Hill sounding the alarm on climate change for years. Is the hope for fighting climate change, at least legislatively, dead?
I hope not. The planet is running a fever. There are no emergency rooms for planets, so we have to engage in preventative care. Last year, 2024, in the United States, 94% of all new installed electrical generation capacity was wind and solar and batteries. That's what's frightening the natural gas industry. They want to produce electricity in our country while emitting fossil fuels. But of course, we're seeing the damage. Hurricane Milton, Hurricane Helene, $300 billion of damage last fall in just a 2-week period of time. The fires in LA, $135 billion worth of damage. So my hope is this, that the IRA actually has had 80% of the jobs and the funding go to red states. That's where the new wind and solar and all-electric vehicle and battery plants are being constructed all across our country. So my hope is that the economics of this issue for those red states will play a difference in the decision-making of Republican senators so that they get to actually have the jobs. By the way, 800,000 jobs are at stake.
Everyone is focusing in on the Senate, but what this Trump-Musk feud has done is it's ripped off the Band-Aid, and now House Republicans are turning against it. You see Marjorie Taylor Greene say, like, I'm out unless these major provisions are changed. Provisions that, mind you, she voted for already, but she's changed her mind. Andy Ogles, Republican, I think it was on OAN, it was on, went on to very conservative news and basically said, I like a lot of the stuff in this bill, but I have major issues and I don't support this and that and this and that. But he voted for the bill before, but what he's effectively signaling, at least maybe more indirectly than Marjorie, is that I want these things taken out of it. And so what we're already seeing, and again, the bill only passed with like a couple votes to spare, like, right? Let's remember that Republicans are changing their mind in the House. And so even if by some miracle the Senate did pass the bill as is, and I don't think that's going to happen, right? There's just too many issues. Even if there's moderate changes, any change has to be reapproved by the House. And what we're seeing is that no one's talking about this AI provision. Like, that's not the main sticking point, but Marge cares about that. And she's openly defying Trump by saying that, which is a big deal for her as a MAGA cheerleader, right? And so you already have the bill dead on its return to the House. They're already saying it's done. Because the MAGAs are saying we don't like this and that. And the reason this is happening is that the bill started getting more scrutiny. Yes, once it went to the Senate and it became more real. But also in this Musk-Trump conflict. And in that Musk-Trump conflict, Elon started trashing the bill. Both in general, but also with some specifics. And that led more conservatives to say, hey, did we forget to read this bill? The Democrats read it and voted against it. Republicans, I'm sure some of them read it, but many of them clearly didn't, supported it, and only when this civil war kicked off did they read the bill and realize they hate it. And that's not just senators, that's in the House too.